But we start with a former Streetsboro politician and his son. They're now facing felony charges connected to the family's scrapyard. Investigators say Jeffrey Allen and his son Jeremiah had hundreds of catalytic converters, as well as stolen cars and guns in their possession.
News 5's Catherine Ross explains what prompted the investigation and why the defendants say they did not commit any crimes.
Allen Alloys and Iron has been here on Route 14 in Streetsboro for more than 50 years. This spring, it became the subject of a joint investigation between Streetsboro Police and the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Immediately, what became known was that they were operating the scrapyard without a permit, without being properly licensed.
The property belongs to former Streetsboro City Council member and mayoral candidate Jeffrey Allen. Investigators say Allen has been operating the business without a scrapyard dealer's permit since 2016. Both he and his son Jeremiah Allen were indicted this week on dozens of charges related to that and what was found on their property.
Search warrants were obtained for the business and for the residents.
Troopers found 7 stolen cars and hundreds of catalytic converters at the scrapyard. Streetsboro police also found 18 guns reported stolen from a home in Aurora at the elder Allen's house. He's facing 56 counts. His son jointly charged with 43 counts.
Jeff is 100% innocent of all the charges contained in the indictment. You know, Will Rogers said that all politics is local, and this indictment is about local politics.
Allen's attorney claims his client's former political foes are targeting him, trying to shut down a business that they've described as an eyesore. And he says much of what was found on the property is typical for a scrapyard.
If you go to any scrapyard, you're going to find the same kind of property that Jeff had at his scrapyard. Hundreds of catalytic converters that were legitimately purchased that he takes, melts down, and gives to steel companies. That's what his business does.
Investigators note a lack of proper record keeping makes it difficult to know where things like the catalytic converters, a commonly stolen item, came from.
None of that was present, so we don't know the origins of these catalytic converters.
The Streetsboro mayor tells us the city has talked with Allen about tidying up the property, but never tried to shut it down. And he says he has no axe to grind with his former challenger. Both defendants will be back in court soon. Portage County has requested that a visiting judge take over the case. In Streetsboro, Catherine Ross, News 5.
And here's a look at just how much catalytic converter thefts have increased over the years. According to the National Insurance Crime Bureau, there were 3,400 converter thefts in 2019. Last year, that number jumped to 50,000. And here's a look at the vehicles most often targeted for vehicle thefts. Now, they include the Ford F-Series pickup trucks, whose models date back to 1985. The Honda Accord, Jeep Patriot, and Chevy Equinox are also on that list.